Dallas, Texas. A city many people love, and a city that is full of trains. The date is November 22nd, 2025, and we find ourselves out train watching on a nice fall morning. Now, as you'll see in the video, this day quickly gets sidetracked, but honestly, it turns out for the good. But nonetheless, let's get started. So we start this day out right next to the Reunion Tower on the UP Dallas subdivision. Now, this spot I found was pretty cool because it has some DG&O trackage right in front of me, and then on the far side is the UP Dallas sub. I was waiting about 15 minutes until I heard some distant wheel flanges and knew a train was ready to come. It was just a regular Amtrak train, nothing special. But at least it was a pretty good location, so you can't complain about that. So after getting that quick catch, I decided to head out and try to find a different location. But on my way to the new location, I got kind of sidetracked. After arriving, I saw two DG&O gin sets just kind of waiting there. After looking closer at the silos and what was going on there, I was able to see a locomotive hidden away. And at the time, I had no idea what this locomotive was. I just knew it was an old switcher, so I thought it was pretty cool. And I also did not think this locomotive would be running that day at all. But after getting some shots, I saw a crew member walk up to the locomotive and get in. And completely surprising to me, he started the locomotive. Now, this was really exciting for me because I love industrial switching. This is actually the first end-cab locomotive I've seen doing switching on what I would say is mainline operations, aka just not a tourist railroad. But before we get straight into operations, let's kind of talk about where we are. The industry I was at was called Buzzi Unicem USA. Buzzi Unicem USA is a cement mixing company, and they have many locations around the country. Dallas just happens to be one of their terminals, and from what I can tell, it's one of their smaller locations. But without further ado, let's actually get on to the operations. So with no past knowledge of what they'd be doing here, all I can assume is they were just switching around cars from loaded to unloaded, and they were getting them ready to be hauled out by DG&O or UP. So now I'm just going to be quiet and I'm going to play some footage of what I captured that day. So yeah, that was it. I thought this was a very successful day, especially being that we saw that switcher. Seeing something like that, especially an old EMD, which is presumably an EMD SW900 in 2025, is pretty crazy. And you best believe in 2026, I'm going to be heading back out there and trying to catch more operations. But thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, please consider my other videos. I've just kind of started making these talking videos, so let me know what you think of them, and I'll see you next time.